Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Case. I'm the founding CEO of the Startup America Partnership, and I'm the founding Chief Technology Officer for Priceline.com. And I'm here as part of the Wall Street Journal Startup of the Year. So why don't I turn it over to you, John, and introduce yourself, and then talk a little bit about Speak.
Sure. Yeah, my name's John Bracken. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Speek.com.
Great.
I've been involved with startups since the early days of Evite, which most of you have probably heard of, and other communication products such as AIM. Speak is the simplest and easiest conference calling solution on the market today. We transitioned the experience from a old school phone number and a PIN to a Speak link that's personal to you. So mine's speak.com/John. And I can join any Speak call with a click of a button from the web or a mobile phone. And we solve things like who's on the line, knowing who's talking, knowing identities of users, and just doing some simple collaboration.
So let me start with a question that I'm going to give you a softball because I'm going to get harder a little bit later. But it's unclear to me what your business model is. Like, how do you guys make money? Right now, your product, I have a Speak account. I've been using it, I've never been asked to sign up for anything. I don't know what your business model is. Happy to use the service, but talk to me about what you guys think, who you think your core customer is, and what your revenue model is going to be.
It's really quite simple. Speak is we have it's a freemium model, so you can use it for free. Anybody can go get their own Speak line and begin to use it. But you can also have a premium account, we call it a Speak Pro. So if you want to have a larger call, so above 5 users, or you want a premium feature such as call recording, you can go Pro, and it costs $10 a month. It's really simple. It's very similar to Dropbox or Evernote or other SaaS-based services that people use in business. In terms of our market, we're really focused on the small business user and people in business who tend to have lots of conference calls. So whether you're a consultant or you're in legal or you're in the finance or venture community, um, or just anybody in business or who needs to have a conference call, this is a great service for you. And so we really target kind of the small businesses.
All right, so you're a little all over the place there because it's kind of like, which small businesses is it, and what do you mean by small? And in particular, what do you think your ratio to freemium to paid is going to be? What do you need that to be? What's your current cost of acquisition on the freemium side? Talk to me more about the economics around that strategy.
Sure. So we charge $10 a month per user, um, and the way it works is or you can do a yearly account with a little bit of a discount. Um, and so our product, the one thing difference between our product and a traditional conference calling service, it has this viral mechanism where it can grow via web tactics. So we actually don't have to spend a great deal of money in our marketing efforts. So we really focus on delighting the user with a great product, and then when they use it, they share it via kind of a meeting invite. And so most of our active users today actually have joined Speak because they are on a Speak call. And so that's really a core element, attractive element of our business model.
Right, but you still have a cost of acquisition to acquire. At some level, there's some cost. You had to get those first customers, converting them from a freemium to paid. So yes, it has that viral kind of nature to it, and some network effects tied to it. But what's your conversion rate? What percentage of the people who join a Speak call become a member? What percentage of those members, those users, become ultimately paid users? What's that funnel look like?
So
Tell me those three, basically two conversion
yeah. So
points.
typically the way it works, if it's you join unregistered users who join a Speak call, about 20% will actually register, and then a percentage of those will actually go on and become active users. We have this great viral
And at
conversion.
that point, those but those still aren't customers yet.
That's right.
They're not paying you yet.
So we just offered
Okay.
our pro service about mid-May, and already we have 4% of our active user base who have gone pro, and that's with not a lot of time and effort. I think it's at 5% it becomes an attractive business model, but I do think we can get above 10% of our free users to go pro.
Okay, so you think that the basic model is going to be set, if you get 4% of your active users and you've got a small percentage of the people who are going to be on your system are actually going to be paying for you. And so you still have to be able to scale for all those people, those free riders like me who aren't going to spring for the $10 a month anytime soon because I'm only doing conference calls with 2 or 3 people on my team, for example.
Right.
Here's the thing. So I've been trying to use the thing, and I probably have, I would say 50% of the time I have a Speak service failure, right? Where the call doesn't come through. I literally had a call this morning with an investor where we had to call him on his mobile. We had to conference somebody in using the iPhone, right? Where it just didn't work. Like they couldn't hear me, I couldn't hear them. I could see them registered, but they weren't active on there. So so I guess there's two pieces here. One is I'm sure you're figuring it out, but you need to get to a place where that service level is really, really high. I can't use it on a day-to-day basis if it's not a 99.999% service reliability because I can't build it into my business process. So where are you in getting the technology at that level? Number one, and number two, how are you going to support all those free users? Because you have a real challenge in that you've got to have real-time service. It's not like Evernote where it's like, well, if I type in some notes and it takes a while for it to sync, it'll eventually get there, right? But you need it to work right then because I got people on the line. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Everybody's dialing in.
You're absolutely right, Scott. It's a meeting product. It's used at the center of some of the most important kind of events in your business life. And so service levels are key. It's incredibly important. We care a great deal about our downtime and having it work, and not only just work, but work across every platform that we might use on the web, on your smartphone, on a tablet, or just a plain old phone. And so that is probably one of the largest challenges we have as a company is dealing with that issue. Look, I tell you, it's our number one concern, and it's always been our number one focus. What we do is quite simply, it's hard, but we're hiring the best team possible, and we have really great, talented people, some of which just joined the last few months. And I have no doubt we're going to have industry standard uptime, and we're going to figure it out and build a best in class service. But clearly, it's something that is the fact that you had an issue is unacceptable. So we need to solve that for you and provide great customer support to help you through these issues moving forward. So hopefully you had a chance to kind of interact with Virginia and our team to kind of help you through that, and because we definitely don't want to disappoint.
So I think here's a couple of things for you to think about as we take the next step together on this stuff. So I think that service level uptime is really important, and this blend of how of how many free riders you have versus paid customers, and making sure that you have reliability and you have capacity within your system, specifically to make sure that your paid customers are served well, but also that your highly likely customers to convert are going to have a high level of uptime. And it's a tricky problem because you really want to serve everybody because you don't know who's going to be moving through that funnel. But this notion of those kind of ratios between that top of the funnel and the bottom, and having too many at the top that suck up a lot of your capacity for your best customers, is something you guys really need to think about. And then sort of an action at the product level that I would have you guys work on is when you see a call that clearly is way too short for it to be a real call, there should be some mechanism. I had no feedback mechanism to give you guys hey, that didn't work. Right? There was no way for any of us to sort of say, this didn't function for us right now. And so you have no log of it. You don't know that it didn't happen. You don't have any mechanism there. So I think a feedback mechanism would be really, really important. And that's more of a tactical piece on the product. But I'd love to see you guys come back with a much clearer strategy for how you're going to manage those uptimes, and maybe bring fewer customers on to make sure that you're maintaining a high level of service the whole time as you build out the capacity in the back end. And you may have to fire some free riders to keep your capacity levels high. So you should fire me. Hey, look, you used this 20 times. right? We can't keep you, on here for free if you're because we can't afford to do that. And I'd be okay with that. Hey, I've used it 20 times, it's been really reliable. Great, start charging.
Right. Right. No, that's great advice. I think it's completely fair. So thank you for that.
This is what you need to do as a startup is that if you can't be bulletproof and reliable, people who are going to want to take a risk on you are going to have a hard time continuing to take that risk. So you have me as a customer because I'm a maniac and I love you guys and I want you to be successful, but you need a lot of people like me to be using this on a regular basis. So the next time we get together, I'd love to see a little bit more about how you're going to manage the growth rate that you have. And maybe the next time we do a cast like this, we should talk about how you get to scale and how you do it carefully enough so that everybody has a great service experience as you go.
Excellent.
Sound like a good next step? All right. So I haven't talked to Virginia yet, so you should have her call me.
I will, absolutely.
We'll talk soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.